Hi guys. Today I would like to talk about, based on my opinion, about the big problem that the parents are just giving smartphone for kids in age of 6 or 10 or whatever, and the parents are even don't know what they are doing. The reason is really simple. I'm also in middle of my 40s, and as we grew up, the phone was just the phone. We couldn't do anything with that. It just helped our daily life to make phone calls. But a smartphone today is much more than a phone. It's actually a free access to all the information of the earth, anytime, on any language, regardless of country or religion. And I think most of the parents are not clear on that. Our subconsciousness is just still a phone, and it's time that we recognize that it's not just a phone anymore. Now, why is it so important? The reason is really simple, actually, because when we give a phone to our kids, a smartphone, then we should be aware of that we are giving a free access to all information of the world. It's like we also do not give alcohol to our kids because we know exactly that as long as they don't know how to use it, so to say, it could be really dangerous. And I still don't know why we as parents, we don't think exactly the same way about the smartphone. As we were kids, our parents taught us a lot of things, how we can handle the daily life. An example, when we are sneezing, to hold our hands above our mouth, or how to behave ourselves when we are in a company, when we are in restaurants or in the school or whatever. And those are the information what we are still passing over to our kids. The problem is starting there that we are now as parents in a situation but we have to handle on without any education what we have had from our parents. So we have to teach our kids how to use the situation that they can reach all the information on the earth, but we have to teach them so that nobody teaches us. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna be the last one who would say don't give a smartphone to the kids. I'm just aware of that we need a kind of education, and not only for the kids, but first of all to the parents. But there is a really important things what they just couldn't teach us because at that time it was not existing. And that fact is how to handle the situation if you have a free access to all information of the earth. Throughout the generation, one parent passed all the information on the next generation, but right now we as a parent, we are in a situation where we have to pass an information to our kids, and even we don't know the information. I'm in a really lucky situation because I joined to that, so to say, app or smartphone movement early 2009, 2008, and I learned early on, I have had the experience what it feels like when the kids around me are having free access to all of my phones and tablets. So therefore, early on, I set up, so to say, a family policy, what we allow to the kids and what not, and how we can control the information, what they can access through the phone, and therefore we never have had any big issue and conflict situation at home. Unfortunately, I could watch my colleagues, I could watch our clients and recognize what kind of problems they got at home when the kids are having totally uncontrolled access to all information of the earth or any games or apps on the phone. So what I would like to suggest to parents who are just coming to the time that they would like to give a phone to the kids, that they really should consider how they would like to handle this. My proposal is not just give simple phone, but set up your own family policy concerning what you allow to the kids on the phone and what not. It's not only about which apps they may use, but it's only about how long may they use and what kind of information can they reach on the phone. Before you give the phone, no matter is it the iPhone or Android, set up an Apple ID or a Google ID, or best both of them, and make sure that when you handle over the phone, it's already set up. Everything, all the Google IDs are set up in YouTube, in Safari, or whatever internet browser are you using. Or if you have an iPhone, the phone is already connected to the family account that you can control any access to the phone. I'm not going to tell here about tricks, and I'm not going to show screenshots how to do it. You can find a lot on the internet everywhere, also here on YouTube. But what I would like is to open your eyes as a parent that is not just the phone, it's much more. Before you give it to your kids, you have to have your own family policy, what you allow to your kids. It's exactly the same when your kid is already bigger and would like to go to the park to play with the other kids. You tell to your kids that I would like to know where you are going and how long you are going to stay there and when you are going to be back at home. Actually, with the digital world is exactly the same. You would like to know where your kids surfing on the net, how long it's surfing on the net, and when it's going to switch it off. So just one more time, a short summary: Apple ID, Google ID. And before you give your phone to the kids, make sure that the phone is already set up. If you don't know how to set up the phone, by Apple is pretty easy. Go to the first Apple shop or watch the tutorial on the Apple site. By Android, just go to YouTube and find a lot of influencers who can tell you exactly through their videos how to set up a Google account, how to set up a YouTube account, how to connect your kids' account to your family account. If you have any question concerning this kind of tutorials, just write in the comment below. I'm going to answer as soon as I can. Cheers, have a lovely day.